What's up, you guys? It's your girl Bianca Bee, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, make sure you guys check out my celebrity interviews, vlogs, and makeup tutorials. So we are back, honey. Sit down video. I know y'all tired of being my boyfriend, but sit down video. Let me take a sip of my Starbucks. So today, I want to talk about how to overcome fear and self-doubt. I get this question a lot, like, how did you know you wanted to move to LA? How did you survive in LA? How did you move to New York? How did you go from job to job? So I'm gonna tell you how to stop being fearful in 2021 and moving forward. No fearfulness here, if that's a word. No fear here, no self-doubt here. So we're gonna have a little BFF chat. I've called this series BFF Chat. I did a confidence series and I did a life series. So yeah, let's talk it up. BFF Chat. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at It's Bianca Bee. TikTok It's Bianca Bee, and you'll see more BFF chats. So I want these to be very personable in my life experience and my journey and just being real and raw. I feel like we see some real and raw, but we also see glam, and we see people and their success stories and be like, well, how did they make it? What's so different about them and me? You know, that person has more money than me, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna give y'all some steps on how you can overcome fear and self-doubt. The first step to overcoming fear and self-doubt is come up with a name for your fear. That is that little voice in your head that tells you that you can't do something. You want to name that voice. Someone you absolutely fucking hate. I'm being real. You want to name it someone that you do not like, someone who told you that you couldn't amount to anything. So I name my fear. I name her Tina whenever she pops up in my head and tell me that I can't do something. And once you have named your fear Tina, we're gonna tell Tina, you're gonna stop discouraging me, because fear comes from discouragement. And discouragement can come from people online, it can come from your family, it can come from your friends, it can come from your partner. You can get discouraged, especially when you share your ideas or plan with someone who doesn't quite understand what you want to do. So I'm gonna give you an example. You got your Auntie Tina. You come to Auntie Tina and say, Auntie Tina, I want to start a production company. Auntie Tina says, well, you have no production experience. You don't know how to edit. You don't know how to record. How you do that? You didn't even go to school for that. Auntie Tina just put discouragement in your head. She literally just told you that you could not do something because you don't have the skill sets. So you being you self-doubt yourself and you get discouraged, like, oh yeah, maybe she is right. Oh yeah, I don't have enough money. Oh yeah, Auntie Tina may be right. So you know what? I'm gonna go back to Applebee's where I work. No shade to Applebee's, but you know, I'm gonna work this job that I really don't like. So you put in your head discouragement. Whew. Let me fix my hair, child. So there's discouragement in your head because of somebody else's opinion who does not understand the vision. I want to repeat that. Someone in your head, Auntie Tina put something in your head to get you discouraged because she doesn't understand the vision. Now, after you left Auntie Tina's house, you feel discouraged, but you're like, you know what? Fuck Auntie Tina. You write down your goal. You have a goal, right? You write down, what is your goal? That's the second step, is what is your goal? Why do you want to start this business, or why do you want to do this certain thing? There should be two steps to step number 2. What is your goal and your why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this? You have to answer that question and be really real with yourself. Once you've figured out what it is that you want to do in life, or that goal that you have that is doubting yourself, you want to write it down on a piece of paper. That's step number 3. You want to write it down, because the more you write something down, which I have a manifestation journal, I've created a 10-year plan for myself. You want to write down specifically what you want to do with that goal and why. So for example, you say you wanted to start your own production company, write down, I'm going to start my own production company and this is why. And what will people gain from it? So you have 3 things that you put down. You wrote it down, you put your why, and your what. The next step is, what does your intuition tell you to do? So intuition can be prayer, it can be meditation, it can be working out. Whatever your intuition is, it is that gut feeling inside to tell you to do something. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of examples from my experience. I was living in LA, I was struggling, struggling, in debt, struggling, like negative bank accounts all the time. I barely had money to pay for my rent. And I'm just being real and raw. And people, I would interview these celebrities and go home and still be broke as fuck. And times. So I remember 2019, January 2019, I said, this is my last year of struggling. I can't do this anymore. Like, God, it's either sink or swim for me. Like, I'm never gonna struggle again. So 2019 happened. I was doing brand ambassador work, getting to that bag, gig to gig to gig to gig, busy driving, just being busy. I got a phone call because I told a friend that, hey, if anything comes up at Steve Harvey Show, let me know. If they're looking for a PA or anything, if anybody needs help, let me know. I told her this in 2017. I didn't even tell her this in 2019. I told her this in 2017, September of 2017, that I was looking for a job. That was 2 years of me not having a job, you guys. I'm just being real. I had no job. I was just working gig to gig to gig to gig to get brand ambassador work. Thank God for brand ambassador work, because if it wasn't for Coachella and all those events, I wouldn't be surviving. Stella Artois, shout out to all of them. So 2019 hits and they're looking for a PA for the last month, literally the last month of production. Went in there, killed it. I met someone and she was like, oh, so what are you gonna do next? And I was like, well, I really like this lady. Her name is Mel Robbins. I really want to work on her show. I heard about it. And the lady was like, oh, well, you know it's in New York, right? And I was like, yeah, I know it's in New York, but you know, I have family there. I lied and said I have family there. She was like, oh, I know all the producers there. Send me your resume. And I sent her my resume and I literally moved to New York in 14 days, you guys. For 2 weeks, I moved to New York. And I followed my intuition. A lot of people told me I was stupid. They thought it was a really bad decision. How was I gonna afford it? New York is expensive. New York is dirty, it is crowded, it has rats. Everybody said all these different things, but I did that in 14 days. And my landlord, and this is when I knew it was good for me and it was the best decision that I made. I found a place in 2 days, literally 2 days. And was able to put down my deposit. I had saved my last Steve check, shout out to Steve TV and the production check of a PA. I saved that last check because my gut feeling told me to save that check. I put it down for my down payment of my New York apartment. Then, 14 days, I turned in my keys to the current apartment that I was living for in LA. I turned my keys in the 14th day. And she was like, oh, you don't have to pay rent. So that's when I knew that that was for me. So follow your gut in everything that you do. I kid you not, you want to follow your gut. If I didn't follow my intuition, I don't think that I would have learned the certain skill sets that I learned about people. I wouldn't have the strong work ethic that I have. I wouldn't learn more producing skills of TV. New York really helped me a lot. I was really down. Before moving to New York, I was really in a low place before I moved there, and I didn't know anybody in New York. I literally went in there cold turkey, just like I went cold turkey at 17 moving to LA. So follow your intuition. What's for you is for you, and it will plan out and pan out right, exactly how you want it to pan out. So the next step is canceling outside noise. So you want to cancel what people tell you that you can and cannot do in your life. It's your life. It is your life. People will put their own judgment on what you should do to your life because of their experience. And I think Jay-Z talks about this. If I find the clip, I will put it here. But it is so important to cancel outside noise and stop telling your dreams and goals to small-minded people. You want to tell your dreams and goals to people who have the same vision as you, who have really good long-term goals, who understand whatever it is or what field you want to do. You want to be around people and get advice from people who are where you want to be in life. And if you don't have that, there's tons of motivational videos on YouTube. I literally sit on YouTube all day watching Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Marissa Peer, Sada Guru. Like, I watch these people and I study the hell out of them, and their peace of mind and where they are in life. I listen to their teachings. I listen to them as individuals and how they became successful. I love Ed Milet. I love those people and their content. Lewis House. I watch those interviews because when I'm having self-doubt, I have a motivational video playlist on YouTube that helps me to get back re-inspired. And you have to cancel outside noise, or you will be regretful that you did not do what you wanted to do in life. And I'm gonna go back to my New York experience. I doubted myself so much after New York because our show got canceled. So mind you, I packed up and moved in 14 days. Moved to New York, where I thought I would live for 3 years. I ended up living there less than a year due to networks changing their minds, executives coming up with the decision that they didn't want to continue on with the show, COVID, like all these different things happened, and I was so mad at myself. I was like, why did I do this? This was a big mistake. But when I look back and we're here a year later, I look back and say to myself that that was everything that I needed to learn about my career, how to write as a producer, how to pitch shows. I learned so much as a film producer. That 8 months in New York compared to me living in LA for the amount of years that I did as a film producer. So, you know, everything happens for a reason. And I know it sounds so cliche, and things may not pan out the way you need to. And I question myself every day, like, why am I back in LA? Why am I back here? What am I supposed to be doing next? But I tell Auntie Tina, I'd be like, Tina, shut the fuck up. And you have to have accountability partners. That's another thing, you know. You have to have people in your circle who believe in you and want to see you do great. You know, because there are people out there who want to see you do great. Everybody's not hating on you or want to see you fail. And the last step is when it comes to fear and self-doubt, just know that that is a temporary feeling. It is not a long-term feeling if you don't allow it. You have to switch your mindset, and that comes from watching people you want to be exactly like or aspire to be. Everybody's life pans out differently. You may have wanted to be a host and you got pregnant and now you are a successful mommy blogger. You don't know what can pan out for your life. So life is short. Live your life. Money comes and goes. Money goes up and down. Money is energy. But you don't want to live in regret. You don't want to be fearful that you didn't do something because of Auntie Tina in your head. So it's your girl Bianca Bee. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. TikTok is Bianca Bee and BFF Chats. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the continuous support, and I'm gonna be releasing so much more content because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I had a wake-up call for myself, like, this is what I enjoy doing. I love giving advice. I love talking about experiences that I personally have gone through. And I feel like I'm a lot more wiser than 19-year-old, 17-year-old Bianca who had no clue, but she was ambitious and she had ambition and work ethic. She had to go through a lot of flaws and tribulations to get to where she is today. And I know I'm talking about myself in that, I think it's third person. But Bianca has came a long way. She has a lot more to learn. And if I can share my experience and share what I've learned and give advice to that young 20-year-old Bianca, I'm gonna do that. Now that I'm wiser, I've experienced more of life. I had more failures. A lot of rejection, a lot of no's, a lot of he said, she said, a lot of personal self-doubt, depression, debt. not knowing what was next, job to job, people telling me personality traits about myself that I didn't know existed. And I started doubting myself a lot, especially when you work in these networks and you work for all these successful people. You start doubting yourself and it can make you insecure, but you are beyond that. Fuck Auntie Tina, fuck her, and you are meant to do exactly what you're supposed to do because God has given you a gift that no other person has but you. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. It's Bianca Bee, and this is BFF Chat. Bye guys.